Hello. I'm wondering, when have you had the time lately to be able to plan a party? Maybe celebrate friends and family. Well, I hope the different techniques and tips I've provided each and every week has helped you to get back the time that you deserve to be able to do the things that you love to do. All right, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go over here to assignments. Now remember, we did not make that visible to students because for those of you who are using Canvas as an enhancement, you may not want your students to upload assignments. You may not want them to actually partake in any other activities in Canvas other than just the syllabus download, looking at announcements, checking their grades. And if that's the case, you can keep this invisible to students, but visible to you. So here's the assignment area. You usually have this default assignments right here. And you could simply, if you're ready to go and you just want one category or group as they call it, you could just start to add your assignments here. And I'm going to show you how easy that is. So this is your group. And you can come over here to the plus sign and you get a simple dialog box. If you would like to change the type of the assignment, you can. There's different type categories, but I'm going to show you a little bit more in just a minute. But say you wanted to just have them do an assignment that they're going to turn into class, but you would like them to see that the grades are posted in Canvas. You can name it. You can give a due date, say it was due on the 15th, and then you can put the points in and simply save and publish. Make sure you save and publish if you want it to show up in the student's grade book. Now, more options is if you wanted to set up a full assignment where students have parameters, they upload a file, or they type in some text summary in a text box. But if you're just using this as an enhancement, simply add the information to this assignment dialog box and click on Save and Publish. And there you go, you have your first assignment. Now, some of you like to have categories because maybe you weight the areas in your gradebook. And you can click on the plus sign for group and you could name this homework. And you don't need to have the percentage if you're not going to be using weighted totals. So I'm just going to click on homework for now. Now you have a new group. So what's unique about this is these groups, or I like to think of them as categories, will show up in the gradebook as subtotal columns, which is important in some respects if you set up your gradebook that way. And I could come over here and create another one called quizzes and save. So now I have 3 groups that are going to show up in the gradebook as subtotal columns. Now, if I want to add some assignments to homework, I'm going to just make sure I go over here to add assignment to homework, the plus sign right across from this group. So I'm going to click on that. Notice that I could actually change this to a quiz. This would be quiz 1, and it's going to be due on the 15th, and it's worth 100 points, and then I save and publish. It's important to save and publish, and this is how you know it's published, if you want it to show up in the gradebook. If you don't want it to show up in the gradebook, then you can keep it unpublished until you're ready. Now here's the quizzes. Oops. Oh, well, this is a good example. If I put it in the wrong category, which I did, I can come and drag and drop it. Also, I can move the categories or groups in a different order. So that's handy. So I want to just make a recommendation here. Strong one. if you need to reorganize your gradebook, please do it in this assignment area. Yes, you can do it in the gradebook area, but it keeps it more organized and synchronized. We've had a little bit of a challenge because some instructors changed it in two places and it didn't seem to synchronize. Now, if you change it and reorganize it here, this will be reflected in your gradebook. Okay, so let me just add one more to show you. So this is going to be an assignment, and I'm going to call it homework 1. The due date will also be on the 15th, and it is going to be 10 points. Save and publish. Okay, so I think you get the picture here. Very easy to set up it right here in the assignment area. And if you just want to use a straight total of assignments, that's fine as well. But some of you, and myself included, like to have subtotal columns. All right, so let's just say I'm done with setting up my assignments for the semester. Remember, you can always come back and continue to add to it, and you have this publish and unpublish icon if you have forgotten to do that. I'm going to come over here to grades now, and let's see what the gradebook looks like. All right, so there we go. We have our quiz, our homework, and our week 1 assignment, and then we have our subtotals. And now we have our totals here. This cogwheel over here will give you a little bit more of some options for you to arrange your columns and also treat some of your cells as 0. I recommend that you always put in something because the running total will not add up if there is nothing here. So this student could, if I just filled this out and that's all it has here, it could have 100% based on that, even if I didn't fill these out. So it's always a good idea to fill these out so everybody has the same total. Okay, so I'm just going to refresh this to show you what this looks like. And we have quizzes 100%, 0%, and 100. And so that's at a percentage. And you can move this to the front if you wanted your totals to be in the front. Okay, so after I refreshed, now it tells me the percentage here of what the students have. So again, you have some options over here that you can check out. And then I also want to show you if we go back, and here's a little trick. If you go back to this paper looking icon or lined looking icon, show courses navigation menu, you don't have to use the back button, and you can expand your menu and go back to assignments. And then one thing that you might have noticed is that we did have percentages here. So I want to show you how to correct that. You can have a group weighted for each of your groups here if you wanted to. And if you don't, just make sure this is unchecked. And then that percentage will go away and you'll just have straight points. Okay, so let's go back to the gradebook and check that out, see what that looks like. It's very easy to fill out these cells. Now, if you're not so keen on percentages, you can come over here to the total and you can click on switch to points. And students will also be able to see their final grade as points. And I like points because I base my course out of points, but some of you have different ideas and that's fine too. So notice that you've got your total points and then you have your total or subtotal columns that you made in the assignment area. So remember, if you're using this as an enhancement to your class, you will create your gradebook columns in the assignment area. I think you'll like it. All right, so now I'm going to go back here, and I also want to go back to the syllabus and show you now what that course summary looks like. So see, now it's listed in the syllabus area. This is a feature that I like because I think students can have a quick view of what's due, especially if you use the due dates. I think it's important. And you all have due dates for your students. I think it's a powerful communication tool, and it will just start to list the different due dates and group the items that go together for that particular group.